Compound interest and inflation, the age-old battle for your money. In fact, I actually hear a lot of people tell others not to save anything because taxes and inflation pretty much just eat up all your gains. However, this is very, very wrong, and we're going to be telling you exactly why. Hi, Vincent Chan here from The Simple Dollar, and in today's video, we're going over two extremely powerful forces: compound interest and inflation. And if that sounds good to you, make sure you smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to always get the latest and greatest from The Simple Dollar. And remember, you can always find this content and even more by visiting thesimpledollar.com. First, compound interest refers to the idea that any interest that you earn from your investments are rolled back into the total amount where it can actually earn interest on itself. For example, let's say you have $100 and you deposit that amount in a savings account that pays a 5% interest every single year. At the end of the first year, you'd actually get $5 from that interest rate, and that $5 is deposited back into the savings account. What that means is that next year, you'd actually be getting 5% interest rate on a new balance of $105. And at the end of that following year, you'd actually be getting $5.25 in interest, bringing your new account balance to be $110.25. And you can see exactly how powerful compound interest can be because the saver didn't actually do anything extra in this case. All the saver did was leave that extra money inside the bank account, which allowed that earning to actually increase year over year because of compound interest. If we use the exact same example that we just mentioned, and instead we do apply annual compounding for 20 years, then at the end of that 20 years, then this account would actually have $265.33 in it. Now let's actually talk about inflation, and inflation actually works in the opposite direction. And I'm sure you've heard of stories in the past where a gallon of gas was only 50 cents, or you can get a chocolate candy bar from a store for only 1 penny. The increases in price over time is essentially inflation, meaning that your purchasing power of $1 today is not the same that it will be in, let's say, 20 years. And for the last several years, the inflation rate has held about 3% every single year. So let's actually apply inflation in our next example. Let's say you actually have a $100 bill, but instead of putting that into a savings account like we mentioned earlier, you actually decide to put that money under your mattress. And if we assume the annual inflation rate of about 3%, what that means is at the end of the year, that $100 has a purchasing power of $97 as it did the previous year. If you leave it there for another year, then that $100 bill now has a purchasing power of $94.09 in today's dollars. And before I actually get into the combination of these two very powerful forces and how those interactions play out, remember you can always get this content and more by visiting thesimpledollar.com. In the real world, we'll actually have both of these forces at play, inflation and compounding interest, which makes the calculation a little bit more complex. However, we'll give an example right now. Let's say, for example, you have that same $100 and you decide to put that into a savings account with a 5.05% interest rate every single year. And from there, if you check your money in 20 years with annual compounding, then your new balance is going to be $267.87. However, if you throw inflation of 3% into the mix, then what that means is that in 20 years, today's dollar would only be having the purchasing power of about 54 cents. If we combine both of these forces, then the beautiful account balance that we mentioned earlier is only going to have today's value of $145.67. But of course, what about taxes? Taxes effectively just reduce the amount of interest rate that you actually earn. So let's say, for example, you pay 28% income tax on interest. That means the effective interest rate from your savings account is only 3.63% after paying the income tax on interest earned. If you use this rate as your interest rate, what that means is that after 20 years of annual compounding, your money is going to be worth $111.09 in today's dollars. Basically, what that means is that any savings account that offers an interest rate around 4% or less means that you're actually losing value on your money due to inflation and taxes. So what exactly can you do? Firstly, you have to realize that your savings account is only there to just pretty much hold your money. In fact, even super high yield interest savings account is only there to pretty much just keep your money at its real value. If you really want to strongly beat inflation, then you have to look at other types of investments in order to grow your money. So what's the point of saving then? And the point of saving is to ensure that you have money in the future while you have a surplus of it now. Actually, saving money allows you to make larger purchases in the future or affords you having a more comfortable lifestyle in case anything else happens. So if you actually want your money to make more money, then you have to take a different path. And that different path is to actually invest your money, which is a perfect reason to why you should smash that subscribe button, because we produce fantastic videos on money, personal finance, and investing here at The Simple Dollar. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And remember, you can always find out more details about this video and its content by visiting thesimpledollar.com.